And with that, we say good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Sue, we have a microphone for you this week, so if you are able, please stand, and we are going to sing Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed, and our ministers should be coming in any minute here.
Hi.
I am spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am spirit-led. Flowing like a river of peace, I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am complete in the divine. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am spirit-led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. And as we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside us to guide us along. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, live streamers. Thank you for joining us live, or if you're watching later. We have a beautiful fall day here today at Unity Center of Peace, Chapel Hill. I'm Chris Geif, a member of the Unity Center of Peace Future Ministers team, and this is Pat Webster, service leader today, also a member of the Future Ministers team. Thank you for the opening music. Before we begin, I wanted to thank several people. We have Chris Whitnack with music and Andre with drumming. Our special music today with Lisa and Leslie. Yeah. And they have CDs for sale in the back, by the way. And Hudson doing our sound and all video, audio. We have Mel and Mary doing our welcome team. Woo! And Tana, who did all the refreshments that we can enjoy after the service outside. And of course, Debbie Hall, who keeps it all together. Yeah. So anyway, it takes a whole team to bring this beautiful experience. And I just want to make sure we expressed our appreciation to everyone involved. So thank you. And now I turn it to Pat Webster to light our divine light candle.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. So, if you will, if you're at home and you want to grab a candle and a lighter, you can join us. Or you can join us in your imaginal mind. And here, as I light the candle, we can say our invocation and opening prayer. They're found on this brown sheet in the sheet back. And let's say together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good omnipotence. And so it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
And I invite you to join me in our morning meditation. Such an important part of unity, that we connect with the divine inside us and outside us and everywhere. And in the silence are powerfully impacted by that. So if you will, take a deep breath. And I invite you to close your eyes. And take a deep breath, taking in the everywhereness of spirit outside of us that is as close as our nostrils. It's the tip of our nose. Breathing in that spirit. And as we exhale, releasing all the little gidgies, all the gidgies about getting here on time or not. Inhaling, taking in spirit, exhaling, releasing the gidgies of how I'll do what I'm going to do, what's going to happen after lunch, what are we going to eat for lunch. Just releasing. And with that inspiration, that in-breath, connect with the divine of you. Just there in that heart center, and is as close as and in that beating heart of you. Breathing in, connecting with that divine. Allowing yourself to surrender into the arms of love. You may feel yourself feeling enfolded with these great big giant arms, holding you, supporting you, loving you. And as you're held there in those arms of love, feeling the power of that love both in those arms and in your heart. From your heart, imagine a great big sunshine with its rays spreading out and out and out, connecting with every atom in the whole universe. Big ray of sunshine. Taking in the peace and the energy and the excitement and the love and the joy of that energy out there. Connecting with it and taking it in with that sunshine radiating from your heart. and beginning to pull that energy back into yourself, pulling those rays back into that strong, powerful, beautiful, beating heart, divine of you. Feeling that heart connected with every heart in this room. Knowing the oneness of all of us. And if you will, from that heart, call out the name of anyone who may need to feel that love, that divine energy this morning. Someone who might be in need. You can say it quietly or loudly. Earl, Betsy. And beginning to return that heart energy and return your body back into this room, allowing those arms of love to set you back down on the ground. Feel yourself grounded. Grandmother Earth right below us. Slowly opening your eyes. Giving yourself a stretch if you want to. Yep. And as you bring your energy and awareness back to this room, find yourself connecting with your eyes with another member of our congregation, knowing that as you do, you're connecting with the divine in them and they with you. Being seen and seeing as divine.
And now we do the vision and mission statement.
Yes.
Yes.
So that also is found on the on the front of the brown paper in your seat back. Our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission. We center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is.
Good morning. I think we've got, there we go. I'm Lisa Rhodes. This is Leslie Land. We're going to play some music for you this morning. I'm not crazy about the gender politics in this one, but the song is really beautiful. It's a Don Williams song called Lord, I Hope This Day Is Good. And we hope it's good for you today. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Lord, have you forgotten me? I've been praying to you faithfully. It's not how righteous that I think I am. Oh Lord, I hope you'll understand. I don't need fortune and I don't need fame. Send down the thunder, Lord, send down the rain. And when you're planning just how it will be, plan a good day for me. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. I don't need fortune and I don't need fame. Send down the thunder, Lord, send down the rain. And when you're planning just how it will be, plan a good day for me. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Yes, Lord, I hope this day is good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lord, I hope this day is good. And so far, isn't it? Aren't we glad to be here? And it's going to get better and better. So I have the privilege and joy and honor of introducing Chris Guy, one of our community and member of our future ministers team, who's really on the fast track. I think she'll be ordained by spring in June. Yeah, so she's delivering our message today. Yeah, yay, Chris.
Thank you. Did you all get a stone on your way in? If you didn't, raise your hand, and Mel or Mary will bring the stones around. Andre, that includes you, Lisa, Leslie, Hudson, Chris. And, take a little look at the stone that you have here. Where these were picked up were Atlantic Beach. So just imagine, it's a stone relative, part of nature. Where did it begin? And how did it get so smooth in the ocean? Just think of the decades of churning in the ocean, in the sand, getting smoother and smoother. And then I had the pleasure of picking these up last June at Atlantic Beach. They're just waiting there in the sand as you go for a walk. You're like, among all the smooth sand, there are these, and they glisten, of course. Some of them, when they're wet, are almost clear. They're just beautiful. So hold it in your hand for a while, but we'll be using it in just a minute. So I'm glad we all have one. Well, let's send out our blessings to Victoria, Reverend Victoria. She's on vacation. So we're really glad that she trusts Pat and I to create a wonderful experience for you with all the support that we have. And today is a great day. The month of what is this? November is release. I wish it was October still, but we wouldn't have these colors, right? So beautiful. So while you're looking outside, we're surrounded by this blaze of glory of the trees that are, finished with this energy of their green leaves from the summer, and they're transforming and transmuting into a different kind of energy. And this is a great reminder of this season for us, like trees, to release. And I think of it as part of our spiritual hygiene, right? There's little things we could release, with our breath, like we did. We released the jiggies in our meditation. And I like to sit on my back porch once in a while and just release with some bubbles in my breath. Don't worry, Debbie, it won't stain anything. Right? But the leaves, they don't just drop off and go away like, whoop, they're gone. They are actually composted in the soil, and they become food for all the little insects and all the mycelium and all the bacteria and fungi, and they become part of the compost that feeds the communities of trees underground in the root system of the forest. So it's not just they drop off, the energy of the leaf in the summer is transformed. So we're going to experience a couple things, a couple techniques for transforming energy. In Unity, there's a term called chemicalization. which is if you think of the physical world and your bodies as expressions of the divine and expressions of our consciousness, when there's something that's incongruent, like maybe a new thought's coming in, but it's conflicting with a current thought pattern or belief system that we have, we may feel some angst there, right? We may even have a physical symptom. That's chemicalization. So some of these processes of release can help through that process. I'm going to start with a story. So Francis Rico, anyone have heard of him? Great book called Deep Beauty, I highly recommend. He's a shaman out in California. And I learned this from him. So I have this little stone. This stone represents suffering, negative experiences, maybe that I inherited or cultural or because of things that happened to me in my life or choices that I made. And this is a practice that I invite you to actually try at home. You take this stone. He says put it in your sock in the morning, but I'll just put it in my sandal here. Put it somewhere where it's not comfortable, right? And almost anywhere is not comfortable to me. So I'm walking around. So you put it in your sock or your sandal. Walk around, and it's like it doesn't feel good. Like I really don't want to walk. I can walk, but I'm noticing it's very uncomfortable. It's just a little sharp rock. It's not like the one you're holding, this doesn't feel good. But it makes me think of all the other people that are walking around with, stones in their shoes, stones in their life. Like, oh man. So at some point I decide this isn't good enough. I've got to do something about it. So I decide to do something about it, go to therapy or whatever, or go to affirmative prayer, do a 3-minute miracle with Joanne. I decide to do some work to release this stone. So I'm taking it out, and now, so this would be the equivalent of it being in my subconscious, right? It's bothering me. Now I'm doing something about it. I have to become conscious of what is it? Maybe I want to be conscious of the story or the cause, or I need to do some work, some gratitude work, some releasing. So now I've taken it out of my subconscious. It is now in my consciousness, in my hand. I can see it, I can understand it, I can see its shape. It's now in my consciousness. I'm like, wow, I can walk around much better. I can walk now. But now I'm holding it, I'm kind of holding it tightly in my hand, but now if I want to go do something, like put on my mask, I only have 2 fingers available, right? So I can do it, but it's kind of a pain. Or if I want to open this up and do blowing bubbles, I can get it done, but I'm sort of constrained. I'm constrained because I'm holding on to it in my conscious mind. And so this was symbolic of knowing that we have something and understanding it, but I'm holding it, I'm keeping it, I keep telling the story, I maybe make it part of my identity, I'm holding on to it for whatever reason. So how can I release it? Well, there's several different ways. One important way is to remember that we're part of the divine, we're part of expressions of the divine. So one way is to become conscious of it and then consciously release it back to the divine. Release it back. How are different ways I can do that? Well, this is an altar. This is kind of an ode to our community and to the season. And I'm going to place this stone. I'm going to really focus on this. I'm going to blow into it the part that I'm conscious of that I want to release. So this is really representing what I want to release. And I'm going to place it on an altar to the divine, not because I can get rid of this. I can't just throw the stone away because it's going to come back to my subconscious. I'll probably step on it again. It'll show up in my sock or my sandal. So I'm actually placing it over here. I can't get rid of it, but I can release it to the divine. And I'm placing it right here on this altar. You can do the same thing at home. But there are other ways to release. And some of them we've done right here in our community, right? If you're conscious of something, you can write it down. How many of you journal? Yeah, or you can write things on a piece of paper. Sometimes we have fire ceremonies out here. Go into a fire ceremony, releasing that piece of paper or journal page into the fire is really a way to take it out of your conscious mind, put it in something physical that you can actually see that energy transform. So writing it and releasing it into a fire, writing it and releasing it into water. Did you know there's dissolvable paper that doesn't pollute, that you can write it on, and as soon as it touches the water, it dissolves. It just disappears. That's a good way. You can also bury paper in a slow release method, right? And compost it. I've been part of many ceremonies where we write things down, or we use a stone like this as a symbol to put our energy into, and we bury it. Today, outside, we have an outdoor mindfulness experience at 12:45. We're going to be building a stone ceremony, doing a ceremony with our stone brothers and sisters to mark a sacred space over by the labyrinth at the beginning of the Serenity Trail. And we're going to take the stones that you have in your hands in just a minute, and we're going to add them to what's called an apasheta, so a sacred pile of stones. In the Peruvian tradition, it's called an apasheta. Michael will tell you it might be called a cairn in his tradition. And who was asking me about this? If you go to Tibet or Mongolia, I think they call them an uzu, and those piles of stones with the blue flag. So there's lots of ways that people use our stone brothers and sisters with their permission to serve as a point of attention, a point of energy for transformation, almost like a acupressure, more like an acupressure place on the earth that brings in the energy of the divine, the energy of the earth together, the energy of our human hearts in one place. And that's what we're going to be creating out at the labyrinth, and you're invited to put your stones there yourself or to leave them in a basket, and we'll do that for you. But the idea is to offer things of love, of gratitude, of things we want to transform, and to put it in the sacred places and use the elements of nature as a way to help transform that energy, just like the leaves falling from the trees transform into compost and then feed the roots, and it all cycles back. So are you ready to use your stones? All right. So first of all, take a look at this beautiful stone. It's here to be of service. These were all sanitized before I brought them, so there's no germs on them. They've also, before I picked them up, I asked permission if they'd like to be of service in ceremonies like this, so everything's aligned. And get to know your stone a little bit. Notice its colors, its shape, how smooth it is. You might hold it up to the light, look at its outline. And, people that work with stones a lot actually use them for divination, right? They sort of talk to them in their imagination, and they get information from them. Like you can make meaning, when you're in a meditative state, you can make meaning out of every little speckle, every little wave, every little change in the rock. Can answer questions that you might be holding in your heart. So take a look at this stone, get to know it. Put it in your right hand. The right hand in many faith traditions is actually the giving hand, the power hand, the giving hand. The left is usually receiving. So if you think of this as your giving hand, you could hold it to your heart, or you could just think about your heart. And bring to your awareness, you can close your eyes if you like, just quiet down. Bring to your awareness something. It could be something very simple that you would like to work with the stone relative to bring out of your consciousness and your body, perhaps, and into the stone. It could be something simple like, let me tune into my body. Where do I have stagnation in my body? Or where am I holding an emotion like jealousy, or shame, or fear? Maybe some resentment. Can I locate that somewhere in my physical body, in my emotions, in my thoughts? And then make a choice to transfer that energy into the stone. And here's how you do it. You bring what you can identify, what you'd like to release into your heart. And then hold this tightly in your right hand, your right palm. And just picture it traveling down your right, over to your right shoulder, down your right arm, down into your palm, and just feel it feel that energy being received by the stone, who is here to be of service. And anything you transfer, it can't harm the stone. It's here to be of service. Just feel that flowing in. And then to seal it in, just take a deep breath, hold it for a minute, and blow it into your palm. And then put your left hand on top and just seal it again with your gratitude. Thank you, stone. Thank you, earth, for helping me release, for being of service, for holding this energy and transforming and transmuting it for me, using the elements of the earth. And then let's picture beautiful honey-colored light coming in through the top of your head and flowing down your spine, filling every cell in your body with divine, beautiful love, light, and compassion, filling any places that may have been opened through the release of what you've shared with the stone, and it has willingly received and is all sealed up in there. And feel every cell of your body bathed in this golden yellow light, all the way down through your fingers, out your toes. And just take a deep breath, open your eyes when you're ready. And I invite you to take this beautiful stone, and you can right now, if you'd like, go to the chair in the back by the door that you came in, and there's a beautiful cloth. If you'd like to place it there, we can take it outside for you. Or you can keep it with you, take it home, and put it on your altar. Or keep it in your pocket. But the point is to now that it's here, move it into a place where you can let go of it, forget about it, right? So let's let go of it in our beautiful sacred spaces here by placing it on the cloth. I invite you to do that while I do a little bit of drumming for you. Take a few deep breaths. Just cleanse your body as you feel that beautiful glow. And those of you at home, I hope you have a stone that you can do this practice with. And we invite you to come to the Unity Center outside spaces by the labyrinth when you can, and add your stone to the sacred apesheta that we're building today. And if you feel like it, I invite you to try Francis Rico's stone in the sock practice. And see if that helps you with this process of release. And I just want to leave, what's the point of all these things to release? I think of it as hygiene, like a stuck emotion, or I got to release a situation, or maybe it's something I've had forever, or decades, it's deeply seated in me. It's kind of like a never-ending cycle. So let's use the invitation of this season as a reminder to do our releasing, to keep our spiritual hygiene. Let's remember the purpose of these things, I think, and in Unity teachings, what's the purpose of pain and suffering, our human condition, right? It's not to throw it away and to be crystal free of anything, because that doesn't seem possible, but it's to guide us into greater love for ourselves and for others, and I would add for the earth. The purpose of this pain, these pains, is to guide us into greater love. And I hope you'll take the invitation of using our stone relatives to help you release during this beautiful fall season. And with that, I think I turn it back over to you, Pat. Music. Oh, to music. Okay. Lisa and Leslie, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.
This is a song Leslie and I wrote. It's the story of my mom, and it's kind of a tribute to her and her life. It's called To Meet Her There. I can still see Mama behind the wheel of her '64 Bonneville, driving down the main street of that little town. She built a life there for herself up from the ground, traded happiness for some security, but I could tell there was some other place she'd rather be. Moved there, didn't know a soul but my dad. Made precious few close friends, but loved the one she had. Played a lot of bridge and joined the garden club. Raised 3 kids and taught them what they knew of love. She'd always planned to leave but ran out of time. She couldn't find her way out of that little town. And now Mama's on the other side, and I hope that someday she'll be my guide. When my time comes to meet her there, the place never fit her or ever lit her imagination, but God knows that she tried. Too small and narrow for such a high-flying arrow. Still she lived there till the day that she died. She died young, it all went so fast. Just 8 months to the day till she breathed her last. That church wasn't big enough to hold a crowd, and I wept like a child as we drove her out of town. Laid her to rest in the city where she'd always planned to go. She finally found her way out of that little town. And now Mama's on the other side, and I hope that someday she'll be my guide. When my time comes to meet her there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful music. Connected me right up with my mom on the other side. So, this is the time where we share our gifts. You know, today's daily word is on prosperity. And it's a big reminder that the more we give, the more it comes back to us in all these ways that we don't even know about. And so we have a chance here to give in this community. You know, I grew up having to tithe my quarter allowance when I was in grade school, and I kind of always resented it because it's something I had to do. And when I came here, and I'd given token amounts in other churches I've gone to, but when I came here, I so wanted to like give. And you know, when I started doing that, things just started popping in prosperous ways. So I invite you to see what comes back as you give to this wonderful community. And so we're going to pass the basket. And before we do that, you can take an envelope from the seat back if you have something you want to give, one of the little brown envelopes, or you can take one of the green cards, which means you're a supporter. And I forgot to get mine, so I'm going to get it right now. Thank you, Maria. And hold it to our heart and bless it with the blessing that is on the bottom of the program here. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And if you're watching online or even here, there are so many ways to give, and it should be on the screen right now. That little text is a really easy one, but there's so many ways to give. So I invite you to join us and participate with us in this wonderful prosperity opportunity.
I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much peace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much peace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled.
Woo. All right, raise your hands, put your palms towards the beautiful bowls of abundance. And let's picture all that energy circulating, blending, being combined with all our love, abundance, and prosperity thoughts, and being magnified and amplified out beyond this community and ricocheting back to each one of us and this community here at Unity Center of Peace in Chapel Hill. Thank you. Aho.
Aho! Great. So again, we welcome our guests, both those of you who are online and those of you who are here. Do we have anybody here for the first time? Yes. Well, we're so happy you're here. Your music's wonderful. And our ushers have a paper for you to fill out. And if you will and return it, we have a gift for you. And we would love for you to come back and join us more. And as Chris said, those of you who are watching online, we'd love to have you here. And also you can put your name in the chat and be welcomed online by Debbie. Okay, we have special music again.
This one I wrote in January. It was kind of the depths of the pandemic, and I was feeling a little hopeless. And I kind of just turned it over and said, you know, I really need some help right now. I can't do this all by myself. And the first line of this song came to me. The chorus of it is, I was wandering around the house one day, and I turned to my wife and I said, I have no idea why I came into this room. And she said, no, of course you don't. You have pan dementia. So you can't say that kind of thing to a songwriter. This one's called Pan Dementia. I'm so damn tired of my own company. I'm tired of my routine, cooking and watching TV. It feels like house arrest or some kind of endless test. It's been a year of fear and no vacations for me. I got to know my neighbors and I've written a bunch of new songs. I learned how to bake bread, play chess, and online mahjong. But I never leave home, spending most of my time alone. I've had a lot of fear and no parties all year long. My memory is going, my waistline is growing, my tattered edges are showing. Pan dementia has got me, and I don't know what day it is. I swear, when this is over, I'm gonna play music with my friends every day.
Gonna play music every day.
I hope I'll be there when this is over. But from here that seems a long ways away. Well, the news is better, and they say the end's in sight. And the vaccine's here, and they say we're gonna be alright. But that feels far away, when I don't know what's gonna get me through this day, except dreaming of my friends and how we're gonna talk all night. My memory is going, my waistline is growing, my tattered edges are showing. Pan dementia has got me, and I don't know what day it is. Thank you.
Thank you. That could have been a voice speaking for all of us. So we give to support our community. Let's look how our community is giving back to us right now. First of all, Chris, that you just are so wonderful with your nature messages. And Chris is doing a mindful outdoor experience after our service today. And it will be a gratitude walk in the outdoor spaces. And then I guess our stones are going to be put there at the entrance to our labyrinth. And Katya and Mark will be doing live music. And if you want, check out after church, you can check out our website. And these services are always deep and meaningful and good. And what a beautiful day to be outside. Yep. Now, we have this little stone in our shoe, and it's called being in the red, secondary to the pandemic. And we need to get that stone out of our shoe. So because of decreased rentals and decreased attendance, we're a little bit in the red, and so we're having a holiday GoFundMe campaign. And we're going to help recoup our deficit. Our goal is $6,000. And I think Debbie has put back on the back table how much we've gotten. Yeah. And so we need ongoing operating expenses like building upkeep, staff, special music, and our live streaming equipment. We've just got a bunch of new equipment that makes us better sound-wise and better with our streaming so that more people can join us. And if you make donations of a specific amount, you will get a gift. So $40 to $99, you get, this is selenite. I really didn't know what these were until Oswaldo introduced them, but they're candles and they give off this really healing energy. And so $40 to $99, you get a 3-inch round selenite candle holder, and it's made of selenite. $100 to $149, you get 2 little crescent moon-shaped candle holders. $150 to $299, you get one of these. And $300 or more, you get a big 17-inch one that has 2 spikes. So please give if and as you feel moved to help get us out of the red. And in the black, we always want to visualize what we want. We're visualizing our abundance. So if you want to learn more, you can, there are pictures of these candles on our website, so you'll probably go check in and drool and say, I want one, what am I going to give? We have a wonderful member of our community, Lorraine Lewis, who's head of our prayer chaplain team, and she's a trained member of Glenda Green's Christ Blessing Givers team. And she offers this Christ Blessing once a month on Tuesdays, and she'll be doing it this coming Tuesday, November 16th at 7:30 p.m. And she does it by conference call. Many people who've received this Christ blessing has experienced it as one of the most powerful, loving, and peaceful energies that they've ever felt. There's no charge for this. Donations are welcome. And you can contact Lorraine at lorrainelewis@earthlink.net, and this is also on our webpage. Next Sunday, November 21st at 11 o'clock, we're going to have our Thanksgiving service to share what we're grateful for with each other and receive our UCP chocolate communion. Have you ever been to church where you get chocolate for communion? That's pretty cool. And right after service, at 1:30, we're going to have our fall community meeting. Reverend Victoria and the Board of Trustees, led by Maria and our many wonderful board members, will be presenting. And this is an opportunity for us all to see what's going on behind the scenes, what plans are afoot, where we are financially, what we're planning for the holidays and what projects for next year, the things that we're grateful for, and an opportunity for us to check in and share our questions and our ideas. When I came to UCP here, I really was just looking for a place to worship. I don't like meetings. And I was so caught on fire with this community that not only did I want to start tithing, I thought, I need to come and participate. Well, it turned out, and I was kind of at a dormant time in my life. I'd finished one major project and kind of was going, I wonder what's next. I don't know. And that's where I heard that the new project was a future ministers team. And this little happened in my heart. So all kinds of things, happen at these meetings. And you'll find out maybe opportunities for service if you're looking to serve. Those of you who are online would love for you to get involved with us. So I really want to invite you to attend. And you can go to unitychapelhill.org events to receive the Zoom link. And I think the whole meeting's going to be by Zoom. Isn't it? Okay, good. So you can go home, eat lunch, get comfortable, get on your laptop, and do it that way. One of the best thing that I've gotten from Unity is affirmative prayer, learning the affirmative prayer practice. And if you're really called to deepen your practice, and for anybody that hasn't gone through the steps, Pat Venema is doing prayer chaplain training on Monday evenings beginning Monday, November 29th through December 20th, 7 to 9 p.m. by Zoom. Take another step in your spiritual development to serve others in a meaningful way. I don't know why. This is when I first joined, I was just called to be a prayer chaplain. And every time I pray with people, it's just an amazing gift right back to me. And if, we would love to have those who feel called to join our prayer team. And this class is required. All of us on the prayer team had to take a class coached and stamped and okayed by Reverend Pat Venema, who, by the way, when she was out in seminary in Kansas City at the Unity Center, she worked for 3 years at Silent Unity. So she is a master prayer and teacher of prayer. So there's a suggested love offering of $75. Nobody will be turned away. And again, you can register at unitychapelhill.org/events. You can stay connected with us through the week. If you like us on Facebook, there's interesting and informative things daily that show up in your feed. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe to a YouTube channel where archives of our past services are stored, and our monthly e-news. And there's a sign-up sheet in the foyer if you want to sign up. Every now and then, I'll get Debbie and Victoria's morning affirmative prayer on text, and it's just what I need to hear on Monday mornings. And so if you're needing those little boosts during the week, we got it for you. And then, speaking of affirmative prayer, after church, we have a practice that's called the 3-minute miracle. And if you're feeling like just a little off, or there's something that you really want help, both practicing releasing something you got to release and putting something in its place, or if you want to do some gratitude for something marvelous that's happened in your life, our prayer chaplain, we have one of our trained prayer chaplains here. This morning it's Joanne Dayhill. She's raising her hand. Where do you want people to wait for you? In the foyer? The room. Okay. So if you want to pray with, to join, if you want Joanne to join you in prayer, wait in the foyer and she'll lead you back to our little prayer room. Okay, let's see. And if you're on live stream and you want the opportunity to pray, what you do is there is an email on your screen, showing on your screen, and if you'll just send an email there, Joanne will check and get it and pray with you by phone after she's finished praying with the people who are here. Okay, I think that's it. So, yay! Okay, we have no children, so we are ready to stand and say our prayer of protection and sing our peace song. So, our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Did I forget something? Oh, okay. And so it is!
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and
I did forget something. Alt and Jean need a ride home, or they need somebody with a phone that can help them call an Uber. So, wanted to say that. Yeah.